So let me start today's lecture on EDLC. EDLC is your Embedded Product Development Life Cycle. Okay, before starting this lecture, let us look the outcomes of this topic. So before starting the lecture, you see the learning objectives, learning outcomes for this particular EDLC in embedded product development or embedded system design application. Okay, so these are some the outcomes while you are studying the EDLC for your embedded product design, right? We will meet the life cycle stages in embedded product, okay, development, the learn about the project management and its objective, and some part we will go for the different phases of embedded product application development. Okay, so let me start you, I will tell you an example before starting the EDLC. Have you ever, think about the preparation of a chicken dish? All of you are, very favorite chicken dish. Ever you thought the effort behind the preparation of a chicken dish by your mom in a, special holiday? Frankly, no. Frankly, no. Okay? You see, just you imagine you go back and you analyze how the chicken, the yummy chicken from the chicken stall becoming a delicious dish while serving on the dining table. Anybody can you tell me the preparation of a chicken dish? No, the procedure, the whole procedure of preparation of a chicken dish. I want to tell you how this is important, the EDLC. For a embedded product development, what are the steps behind there? For that, just you imagine an example you take as a chicken dish preparation. Can anybody will tell?
Wash it.
Yes?
Wash it and garnish it with curd and some salt. Then prepare the masala. Fry it with oil.
This is the step we call as development. You are designing now. Before that, some steps are there. What are these steps? First, what to do?
Salt and turmeric powder and we keep aside for 60 minutes. After that, the 60 minutes, we have to start the cooking process.
So this is another, what she told is the stage where we can develop, we can design the preparation, right? Before that, what to do? Yes, what to?
Go to market and bring chicken.
You have to go to market and bring chicken, okay? And it is also the step one before you are telling, right? What is the step before that? What to do? Yes, the planning, okay? One fine morning your mom thought that yes, today is a holiday and I will serve chicken dish to my family. So your father, your mom sit together, they plan that yes, this Sunday we'll go for preparing of chicken dish, right? So what to do is, as they knows by past experience, as my family belongs from 4 members, so what I plan is, I know the quantity of chicken required, okay? And I list out all the ingredients, okay, ingredients to be required to prepare the delicious dish, okay? So means me and my wife sit together, we plan, we list out the ingredients, preparation, everything. Then what to do is, I goes to the market to buy the, not only chicken, but also all the items, okay? So I came to home, I handed over my, all the dishes and ingredients to my wife and I told for preparation, okay? So the first step is planning, we did. And I must ensure that while I'm going to market, I must ensure that whatever money is in my pocket, it should be meet the requirement, okay? If not, I will reduce the list, quantity, everything I have to reduce to meet the requirement. Understand? So after coming to the home, I handed over the packet to my wife. Understand? So she is responsible to prepare. Am I right? She will start, she will slices the chicken, then chopping all the items. Then she will, she will pour into the vessel for boil. Meanwhile, she will go for some other items. Am I right? We need not only chicken but also some delicious, foods, rice or something, or extra curry like that. So she will do at a time all those things. Is it right? So what is the next step? In between, father is coming. Okay, father is coming and he is overall supervising the procedure. If your mom forget to add some salt, so he will tell her, please add the salt, or some other like your coconut oil or some turmeric powder. Yes, some to make it more delicious. Am I right? So for that, your father is responsible for overall supervision. Now the mom is doing preparation, developing, designing the chicken dish. And after the fragrance, if once it came out, so your mom comes to know that yes, the preparation is okay. Now it is on ready state. So what to do is, sometimes your mom will take one piece to taste. Am I right? She will take one piece to taste whether the daily, whether it will meet the quality or not. Understand? So after that, what to do is, she will serve you, and you are the last person to give you the certificate to your mom. Okay? What to do is, you are testing, then you are telling, yes mom, this is very nice. Okay? So the field is, on the field you are testing. The final is the end user. So if you observe all those steps, in case of your embedded product developer's mind, you can find out the same steps. It looks like very simple while you are preparing the chicken dish. Am I right? But you see how much complexity activities are associated with preparation of a simple chicken dish. Like the overall management, then development, testing, and your releasing. Am I right? So all the embedded system products follows the same steps. Am I right? These are your, you can say, the overall management. Then is your development, testing, and releasing. Am I right? So what is EDLC? EDLC is an analysis, design, and implementation. So what I am talking about is, this is the last part of your embedded system design product. Am I right? If you have a plan, you are designing a product, what to do is, the primary stage is your analysis. You have to do. So this comes under your EDLC. Understand? Analysis, design, and implement. So analysis, you can say, what product needs to be developed, what to do, how to do. So many questions will arise in your mind. Am I right? Which product we have to take. Those things you can say analysis. You have to analyze. Even if you are doing a hardware project, first and foremost step is, you have to analyze how much money is required. What are the components to be incorporated to design your system. So for that, what to do is, you have to analyze. What we did, you just imagine, you think about the example of chicken dish. Analysis we are doing, right? So analysis you have to do. Next step is, you need to figure out a good approach for building it, and means design approach. There are a large number of applications or designing approaches are there. Out of that, which design permits a best design for you, you have to choose. You can say a model, right? How to do. Chicken dish can be prepared in many ways, but which way you will follow that, your family members will tell you, yes, this is one of the best preparation what my mom did. Am I right? Like that, this ultimately the objective of any product application is, product development application is your money. Am I right? Profit. You can say the marginal benefits in terms of your ROI, return on investment. Okay. So how much you have invested in the product, and what is the profit out of that. This is more important while you are designing a product. Am I right? So this, for that, we need to learn about EDLC, the development product life cycle. Understand? It is a, you can say, a standard program solving approach where you can find out the processing of, if you want to know how, what are the processes behind a particular embedded system design, you can find out by going through the EDLC. Understand? Clear? Any questions so far? Any questions? No. So we'll move forward. Okay? So if EDLC is there, so what is the need? Why? Why EDLC? If EDLC is not exist, even if it is not there, so is there any loss to the system, to the, you know, to us? There is no loss. Yes?
The organization which is manufacturing embedded
Manufacturer, organization. Actually it is dependent one to another. Means if you are designing a system, it may be for your personal use, it may be for the organization, it may be for the company, like that. So based on that, we need to plan, you need to organize everything, then we have to develop. Am I right? So meeting those points, keeping those points in your mind, we need to know why EDLC. Understand? So the next slide, next topic, you can see why EDLC is important. Okay? Why EDLC? Mona Lisa, please stand up. Why, if you are going for developing a particular embedded product, right? Why the need is there? Like to know about the development life cycle. What do you think about it?
In order to develop a product, the development life cycle should be acknowledged because when we develop a product, we need to analyze the different environmental factors which is going to be which is going to support in the development of the product. What is the requirement of the for whom we are developing the product? What is the customer requirement that is to be analyzed? And what are the environmental factors that are going to be suitable for the development of the product? That is going to be analyzed. And
Yes. Next.
after development of the product has to be tested whether it is up to the mark, it is up to the expectations of the.
Very good. So any other points? Sit down. Any other points? See, now you see the slide. Whatever is told, it is included in the slides, right? Why EDLC? Why a people will think about to go for the life cycle development of the particular embedded system? Okay? It is the interaction between you, means the developer, and the whole world, the end user, you can say. Am I right? So to meet those challenges, to know what the demands for you, we need to know the total procedure, total life cycle of your embedded system design. Am I right? So what are the objectives behind there? If this is EDLC we need, so what are the objectives? From those points you can extract what are the objectives of EDLC. Can anybody? What are the objectives? Must be there. Customer satisfaction must be there.
That we are the end users.
Yes.
The product which has been released must be satisfied to the customer.
See, sometimes we need to think about the customer, but the primary goal is you, because you are developing. So it is best you think about yourself while you are developing a particular embedded system and you are going to launch it to the market. You are thinking about the market first. You think about yourself, what to do.
It should satisfy our own specifications of what we have implemented. It
Yes.
should satisfy our own, means what we have included in that our features that it should satisfy. Then means we would first one we will satisfy ourselves so that we can release to the market.
So what your market demands you? See, if a simple example you take, a embedded system of your mobile handset, right? What you want? We are the end users, right? What do you want? The first and foremost wanting from the end users are, what are they? low cost and high features. Sometimes we will accept that one, okay?
Quality also.
But exactly, first and the foremost step is the quality. Even if I will give you 500 a handset. If that 500 handset will be it will not work after one day. So what will the work of taking of 500 handset? Tell me. So the first thing is quality, right? So you can see the objectives of ADLC. Ensure high quality. Okay, quality is, how to measure this quality? What you mean to say? Quality means what? What is quality? The first point tells you that ensure that high quality products are delivered to the end users. See, we are now a developer's mind. We are thinking about a developer, right? Because we are designing the embedded system. And now the last part we are doing. This lecture is the last part, or this ADLC is the last part. Before taking all those in account, what we have studied in the last lectures, right? Choosing the components, what we did. So, one chapter is choosing of the components, analog, digital, like that. Then you have to draw a schematic, you have to draw a model. Then you have to add all the components in one place. So finally, we will get a overall system to meet the requirement of your personnel. It may be the company, it may be any others, right? So based on that, you see, ensure that high quality products are delivered to the end users. So what you understand in quality point of view? What does it mean?
Satisfaction of an end user.
It is a satisfaction, quality. It's a marketing term, you can say, the quality. Yes? More reliable. Reliable means what?
User friendly.
It is user friendly. Reliable. Am I right? Any other? What do you mean by quality? High performance. In terms of performance, right? It may be performance, right? Any other points? Reduce size. The size should be minimum. Yes. Accuracy. Yes. You can say accuracy will come under performance somewhat. Any other points? Yes? Something different from other? The challenge in the competition of embedded world, right? See, you can define the quality in terms of only one parameter. That is your money. Return on investment. I told you before, what is your return on investment, right? ROI. And this is a measure of your, you can say, the marginal benefits. Marginal benefits means what? What do you mean by marginal benefits?
Revenue obtained after investment.
What?
Revenue obtained on the investment.
The revenue obtained.
On the investment means
Yes.
except principal.
Very good. So, the total money invested to develop the product, is it you are talking about?
Benefit when it comes like how much money you invest for the particular component, then what is the return. So when you minus the principal amount, that's the marginal benefit.
Marginal benefit. And it is, ROA is a parameter of in your marginal benefit, you can say. So, while you are developing the system, while you are designing or, releasing the system to the market, what we are talking about is the money, right? The money, you can say, you can invest the initial money, initial investment, then the training, recruitment, the infrastructure development, taking whole in account. Am I right? It will be the total cost to develop a particular embedded product or any product development application. Am I right? So this must ensure that profits should be there. Okay, it should be more profitable when, if it is meet all those challenges, right? If you will design your system like this, definitely people will accept your design. Am I right? And when the productivity is more and when the people will accept your system more and more, definitely the revenue will be improved or increased, right? And you can get a more in your ROI. Am I right? So this is the first objective for EDLC to meet the challenge. Am I right? The next is your risk minimization and defect prevention in product development through project management. Here one term is project management. What do you mean this project management? What do you mean by this project management? Any idea? Project management. Yes? Q? Qualitative analysis?
Under this project management, to check the defect and
QB is qualitative?
qualitative analysis, QA.
QA. Risk minimization and defect prevention in product development and project management. See, this is another, you can say, a extra burden to the developer while you are talking about the project management. For example, if you are designing a system, right? So what to do is, like you just think about the chicken preparation, that example. Your mom knows how to prepare everything, right? But also your father is overall supervising, right? He is responsible for overall supervision of the preparation of chicken dish, right? So this is extra burden. Similarly, some embedded systems are there which needs, means I am talking about the complex embedded systems, where a developer needs to be, the system should be approved by a supervision of a project management team, right? They will more guide the system, right? What to do, how to do, where the defects are there, and if you remove these defects, what are the benefits you can get, like that. So that is an overall expenditure, you can say, to the developer, but it is sometimes needed. For simple system, you can't need, but for complex system, where you can introduce this project management system. By that, you can check, you can improve the quality of your product. Am I right? So next is the maximize the productivity. Again, this is in case of your ROI, sometimes, right? The money investment and the profit what you will get after releasing the product to the market. Productivity. Productivity, I mean to say, is the development and time is most two important factors, right? Within time, this time, how much product you will develop and how much product you will release to the market. Okay, based on that, we can calculate the productivity. Okay, and it is always needed to maximize the productivity. Am I right? But it is not like that. Whatever you will do, people will accept. Okay, you have to ensure that you are producing a quality embedded product to the market. Am I right? Any questions? No. Now, very important, this one, different phases of your embedded product life cycle. Different phases of EDLC. So what I told you is, we have analyzed everything, right? What to do. For that, we have taken the total number of list, components, everything for the design. So after that, what to do is, we'll go for a model, right? A model is having a number of these phases. Okay, a simple model or simple embedded product lifecycle model contains at least 5 phases to be discussed. Like your analysis, design, development and testing, then your releasing, okay, or implementation. These are the 5 minimal steps for any product application or development. Am I right? Similarly, for a complex system, see what I talk about is, we are telling that an embedded system must not be a single system. It may be a distributed one. If you are designing a larger system, for example, a ATM machine, it is a larger system. And from that ATM machine, a part is a embedded system. So taking small parts together, you can design a larger system. While I am talking about a ATM machine, you see how complexity is there. So to meet those challenges, if you are thinking about a larger system, we need to address some other phases to the EDLC life cycle, like your support, upgrades, okay, then your retirement. So the life cycle, why this is a cycle means, we are starting from a need. We are starting from a need. While designing or developing anything, the first parameter will come to your mind is a need. If needed is not need, so no need to develop any product. Am I right? You need that, no, a delicious chicken. So you need to add most of the ingredients to make it more delicious. If you need only boiled chicken, so there is no need of adding such type of ingredients in the dish. Am I right? So need comes under the first objective, or you can say the first phase of the EDLC life cycle. So once need you know, then what to do is your analysis. You have to analyze which way, how, everything should be taken out, right? We'll focus on the each and individual steps of EDLC life cycle. I mean to say is, life cycle is starting and ending, right? And these are the repeated steps. Okay, once example is your mobile set. You see, we developed one set. Clear? After some years or some months, it needs to be upgraded because of the computational world. Okay, the upgrading technologies in other sets. So in the competition world, if embedded product competitors are likely to be in the market, what to do? They must upgrade their technology. They must upgrade the system. Then only it will meet the challenges of what external users require, what the end user require. Am I right? So for that, we need to upgrade. So like this, so many phases are included in your EDLC life cycle. Okay? So you see, the first step is need, right? Any embedded product evolves as an output of need. So need is individual. It may be a company want. It may be an institution want. It may be any other. Am I right? So need is something you can say not fixed. The need arises from yourself. The need arises from what company wants, what market wants. So based upon that, you can go for designing of the embedded product. Am I right? Next is, need may come from an individual or the public or your company, what I talk about it, right? The product development need can be visualized in any of the following three needs. Okay, so what we are talking is an embedded product development. That is the need. Okay, now you see what are the basic three needs required while you are designing and developing a particular embedded system. It may be new or custom product development, right? New or custom product development, product re-engineering, product maintenance. So these are the basic three requirements or basic three needs while you are doing with a designing and developing particular embedded system. Am I right? The first is your new or custom product development. What does it mean? Why you need a new product to be developed? Why you need to customize the product, what it is? Tell me. A system is there, okay? 5 people are thinking that we need to develop a new one. For competition for what? It is competition. For what?
Competition with the old ones. We can take the market with our new product if the features are good.
Yes. Any other? Why you need to customize your existence system? Why you are thinking about that? We will go for a new system. Rather than, if it is not exist in the market, you are thinking, yes, we will develop a new one. What is the point of consideration in that particular point? You tell me. Yes? Yeah, you tell me.
It is a competitive world. So many different companies they are producing new brands and new models. So in order to compete with them and to implement the latest technologies which are coming day by day, so we are introducing new products.
So you see, in the product re-engineering, those points can come under this re-engineering. If one existing system is there, and what we are doing is re-engineering. Re-engineering means what? Current market trend, what your market wants now. Current technology updated. What is the technology people are following now? So those things will come under this point. So what the point will come in under new or custom product development. Why people are thinking that will produce a new product? Why? What is the objective behind there?
Sir, we are using new product so that the customer also demands the latest technology and reliability day by day. So in order to fulfill those demands, we are
No, you are one step forward actually. Please sit down. Any other points? Anybody? Any other? Why you feel? That is the point. Why you need that a new system must be addressed to the market.
To make an impact on the market.
To make an impact.
Advance.
To provide.
Advance.
When market will demand you, then you will add. Na? Unnecessarily why?
So day by day demand for new features are arising among the users. So to meet that demand, the company needs to.
No, it's a, you can say it's a huge resource, huge analysis. And it will feel you that, yes, now my system is not okay to the market. Okay, it is more complex. So what to do is, you are thinking about to develop a new one. Even if it is there, you have to customize the development. You have to customize the product. Then people can accept the system. Or people can accept the product which will be developed by you. Am I right? So this is the important factor while you are developing a particular embedded design or embedded product. Understand? So next is your product re-engineering. Is it clear, this product re-engineering? What does it mean? Re-engineering. Current market trends, current technology, upgradation, everything will come under re-engineering. Means a existence is there, a system is there, a mobile phone is there. But what to do? The version, people are changing, right? You take an example of mobile phone, Samsung, Galaxy is there in previous, right? Then Galaxy Grand 2, Grand, Neo, like that. So many examples are coming under feature, right? So what they are doing is re-engineering. The existence is there. Also they are including some of the external features with the existing one. Am I right? Like your mobile phone. Okay. So this comes under your re-engineering. Understand? Next is your product maintenance. So maintenance is also very important. Understand? Maintenance means while you are developing the system, you have to give the training to the end users. You have to give the user manual, right? Those things should be take under consideration for maintaining your system properly. Once your system will be maintained properly by the end user, the feedback will come as a good. Yes, the system is excellent for using. Am I right? So people will start use of your system more and more. When they will use more and more, it will meet the objective. It will meet, you can get more profit. The ROI can be more. Am I right? So for that, you have to go for the phase need. It is a must, included in your EDLC phases. Am I right? So next is, so far what we have discussed is embedded product development life cycle, right? After this lecture, what we got is the different approaches, phases, and you can say the importance of project management in a product development and the different phases associated with a product development application. Here we are talking about the embedded system product application, right? So for that, we have a number of phases. Clear? So taking all this in account based upon your design, if it is a simple design, the 5 steps is must included in the life cycle. What are they? Need, analysis, design, development, then releasing, or testing and releasing. And if the system is more complex, if it is a bigger system, right? So what to do is, you have to include more steps. Like your support, we need upgrade in the phases of your embedded product development life cycle. Clear? So for there, what to do is, the different approaches we have to make. Understand? To release the product to the market. Clear? Any doubts? Are you clear? Yes? No doubts? Okay. Thank you for listening to me.